Hello, I'm Valerie McLennan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I hope you're well. This is my spiritual channel, and I incorporate ways of life, share funny stories, make you laugh, sometimes burst into song. However, the wisdom is what you're here for. And I share from my own experiences, my own belief, and I'm here to help you. The only thing I can't do is to take the action on your behalf. I can give you my advice. I can just tell you what I know. You have to take the action. Thank you. If you've been following me a while, thank you very much, and I hope you continue to listen. This is what it's all about. No, I won't sing that song at all. And if you're a new listener, thank you very much, and I hope you continue to listen. Tell your friends, tell anyone you feel would enjoy my patter, my wisdom, and the combination. Thanking you. As you know, the channel is called Valerie Mac, Scottish, spiritual, and very funny, allegedly. Now, don't get too used to jokes. I know I've got a couple of jokes I'm going to start with this evening. Yes, it is a Monday. It was a lovely day, blue skies, very, very calm. No air to be seen, to be felt, nothing. Very, very calm, very, very still. Freezing, absolutely freezing. It's even colder now. Are you on to give the forecast? I most certainly am. They mentioned snow tomorrow. Snow for Scotland. I don't know where you are, but there's snow for central Scotland tomorrow. Don't know if that means like a flake of snow, what do you call it, like a bit of snow? What's one bit of snow? Snowflake. Oh, for goodness sake. I don't know if they mean one snowflake or do they mean go and get a sledge. We will find out in due course. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of little jokes. We got a pen. Oh, here she goes. Get that pen because I'm going to be giving you a website again. Could just keep that pen beside you on a piece of paper. Thank you. Now, they're just two little very innocent jokes. Some people may relate, others may not. Whatever, just laugh, whether you relate or otherwise. There's a minister in a church, and he's speaking to the congregation. And he said, we have good news and we have bad news. The bad news is the roof needs repairing. And the good news is we have money to pay for it. And they all start, yay! And the minister adds gently, the extra bad news is the money is still in your pockets. This is another. I don't know why they're always called Johnny. Do you notice they're always called Johnny, the little boys in all the stories? Not my fault. I just heard this and I thought I will share it. Anyway, little Johnny is sitting in the church. It's a different church. I know, different minister, etc. And he wants to speak to the minister or the pastor or the preacher, whoever is there in his place of worship on that day. So he wanders down. He's only about 5 or 6 years old. And he says to the minister, pastor, preacher, whoever it is, I heard you say that our bodies come from dust. And the minister says, yes, I did. And the little boy says, but I heard you also said when we die, we go back to dust. And the minister said, it's good to see. It's really quite impressive that you were listening. That's wonderful. And the little boy panics and he puts his hand in the minister's hand and he says, you better come to my house and look under my bed because someone's either coming in or going out. Get it? Dust to dust. That's it. There is no more. I know I have peaked. It's only a Monday. What do you think I am? I've only got a limited amount of jokes. Revert back to the podcast I had on Friday or Thursday or Wednesday last week. And there are several jokes on there. There are. Thanking you. Now, moving on swiftly, like I do, it's not, life is not all jokes, We are all on planet Earth. We are, you and I and everyone else. We're sharing planet Earth, and you can make your life easier or you can make it more difficult by your thinking. How ridiculous. I know many of you will hear my words, but they may not register in your mind. Can I repeat? Yes, I'm not one to repeat myself, but I'm going to repeat myself. You can make your life, the situations that you're facing in your life, the challenges, you can increase the momentum of fear, panic, and negativity with your own thinking patterns. Now, we will all face challenges in life. Many of us have already faced them. Many of us are coming through them, and many will be facing them as we speak. The only difference in life is we face the challenges at different times, but we will all have to face challenges. Now, it's your mindset that's going to make this bearable, is going to get you through, or it's going to make it even more difficult. Can you imagine if you're going through a challenge and you're also replaying it in your mind, full of fear, anxiety, panic? You know, you're coming up in your mind only, in your thoughts. You're reaching decisions, solutions. You think you have the answer to everything, and you're telling yourself all of these ghost stories, because the majority of the time, from people I know, I'm only generalising, but human beings tend to tell themselves, if they've had news or bad news or going through a challenge, they tend to focus on the negative more than the positive. Not everyone. But in those situations, fear and panic are just sitting, waiting to be your friend on your journey. You will have to go through the journey anyway. So who are you choosing, or what are you choosing to go through this with you? Are you holding the hand of fear, stress, anxiety, and worry? Is that who's going to accompany you on your journey through your challenge? Or are you going to flip the thoughts in your mind and focus on the positive outcome, realise why we're all here, and focus on a positive, maybe even on your faith? What is it you're clinging to? Because trust me, when we're all going through challenges, consciously or unconsciously, you will be clinging to something in your mind as an anchor. As I said, it's not really will you be clinging to something as an anchor? You will be. It's where is your focus? Where is your focus? Are you going to allow all of your experiences in the past? Think of it like a computer. So everything you have experienced in your past, from younger years to today, is all stored in your mind like a computer. We're not conscious of it. We all think we've moved on. We all think we've forgotten everything. Oh no, that's in the past. We've just moved on. No. You just trigger something in your mind, and you'll maybe not even surprise yourself, how quickly those memories will accumulate in your mind from every time that you have faced a dark time in your life. Suddenly everything you thought you'd forgotten it's just sitting there like a computer to come racing to the front of your mind. And from people I've spoken to in the past, what generally, I'm generalising, happens is somebody gets bad news, or you're dealing with family or friends or work or finances, whatever it is, wherever your focus is at that particular minute of the challenge. The opportunity then is in your mind is to be able to contain fear, or to just let it kind of drown your mind. And if you imagine it like a computer and you flick one switch, if someone was giving you bad news today in your mind, and you could tie that back to when you had gone through and experienced a similar situation in the past, you're opening your mind then for all of the negativity to come to the front of your mind. Now, this is what I mean on the spiritual path. You can either get in your own way on a continual day-by-day basis, weekly basis, hourly basis. You're not helping yourself by allowing fear to be your friend on your journey through life. This is all I'm trying to... It's a very, very simple process. You, on a second-by-second basis, are deciding who's living in your mind rent-free. Is it fear? Is it the darkness? Is it the worry? Is it the stress? Or are you going to flip your thoughts? This is all. It's not easy to do, but this is all it is. Or are you going to flip your thoughts to the other side? You're still going to have to go through the challenge. Or are you going to think, no, and are you going to focus on the lighter side, the positive side, and focus on that? You will decide who you're allowing in your mind, even if it's not anything major and you're just living day by day. We're all living in a world where we're experiencing a lot of challenges that we've not had to face in the past. Usually, if you look, depending on what age you are, when you look back, there's certain parts of your life that whether it's loss of family, loss of parents, people that have an expectancy when you're going through your life. There's certain things that we know are likely to happen as we're moving forward. Then there are situations in life, I call it the curveball, where you're going along and then suddenly there's another challenge coming in for something else. And some of those situations are potentially overwhelming. If you remind yourself that we're on planet Earth, and in my belief, I've mentioned this in a previous podcast a long time ago, if you've been following me well, you probably remember. I personally believe that we're on planet Earth, and it's really regarding personal development, spiritual development, and growing from the challenges. Now, if you look at it that way, sooner than thinking, oh, woe is me, everything happens to me, goodness sake, look at everyone else. Look at that person out there laughing. When did I laugh last? Now, you may think I'm joking. I know many people like this that have said to me over the years when they're going through situations to look and see someone laughing. And they think, well, lucky you, carefree, no without a worry in the world. Look at me, I'm drowning in here. No, laugh. Oh, I would just want to survive. Never mind, blooming laugh. Do you know that kind of thing? When life gets heavy, emotionally heavy. Now, we're living on an energy field planet, Earth, energy field. Now, you imagine it in a very, very basic form. If you're allowing fear, worry and anxiety to be your friend in life, can you imagine the impact that's having on the energy field around you? This is the reason you hear people saying, I'm absolutely drained, I feel absolutely exhausted. Well, you would be, because you're surrounding the energy field around you with fear and panic. Now, there are many times in each and every one of our lives where we've maybe imagined the worst scenario, and hopefully it's not happened. It's not happened. And people generally, might say later, oh, for goodness sake, and they realise that they had over-egged their pudding on that one, and they worried themselves to death. Thankfully, the outcome wasn't as bad as we were imagining. Now, what I suggest you try and do is, because keep in mind, each and every one of us will face situations in life. It's not an if or a but, it's when. Look at the difference if you focus on your mindset. Now, get your pen. I know. And your piece of paper. No point sitting there with a pen if you don't have a piece of paper. I'm working up to my talks. I'm going to be giving talks. I'm offering talks. I know. And the whole point is I'm focusing on your mindset and my mindset and everyone's mindset. We're going to be heading into 2026. And unless something really changes and suddenly life becomes all, flowers, musicals and sweetness, I just imagine from the pattern we were following, we will have challenges in 2026, 2027, etc. on Earth. Now, would you not think this is a good time to be kind to yourself and to make next year where you're focusing on your mind and your well-being? Or are you just going to allow life just to carry you in default through life? Oh, well, I'm at this age and I've worried half my life. That doesn't mean you have to worry for the other half. Do you know what I mean? So the spiritual talks, although that's the title, spiritual and funny, I will be focusing on personal responsibility. You can't keep blaming everyone else for everything that's happening in your life. No, turn your finger around and point it into your own face. Do you know, the first step is taking personal responsibility for our lives. There's too many continually pointing from, you could be 80 years of age and you're still pointing at people thinking when you were younger, when you were this, when you were that, when you were the other. That's got to stop. That has to stop. And you've got to think, right, from this second forward, I'm going to just be responsible for what I'm allowing in my mind. I'm going to be responsible for my actions, and I'm going to be responsible whether I'm choosing negativity, if I'm surrounding myself with toxicity, toxic people, toxic situations, or from this day forward into 2026, am I going to show the world a brand new me? Again, freedom of choice. I can't force you. I can only suggest. I personally, I don't care what age you are, obviously I believe your mindset can be your friend or your worst enemy. And you're choosing. Nobody can change your mindset apart from yourselves. I can give you tools, I can explain it to you, get a pen, and paper. I will be offering talks, and I'm going along this route next year, and I suggest, even if it's not me, even if you're just listening to someone else, in case you're thinking, look at her trying to get, I know, even if it's not me, I suggest that you, in your own world, get someone or focus on someone that you feel that you connect with or you understand what they're saying regarding spirituality. As I said, it doesn't have to be me. Get yourself on that path and even just start looking at options. You don't have to be the same. If there's parts of your life, parts of your character, if you would like to strengthen your mindset, and why on earth would you not? I suggest kindly that you look at yourselves going forward on that path, wherever you are. I will obviously be suggesting my talks, but there are many, many people that deliver this kind of talks in a different way. I can only deliver mine from my own personal beliefs and share a bit of wisdom, might even burst into song, get a pen. But I suggest that you look at it for yourself, moving forward, whoever you listen to, wherever you go, make it a priority. You are a priority. Don't wait until the world crashes round your ears and then start scrambling, thinking, I wish I had really addressed this part of my life. It's easier to work through it when you focus on it, you know what it is, and you understand how this works, the laws, personal responsibility, the power that you have within yourself. People can't force you. People can encourage you to go one way. You are making decisions every step of your life. And if you're not happy today, you won't be happy next year. It's the simplicity of your mind. It's your mind you have to sort out. I can't make it any clearer. The boxes with the bows at this time of year and all the that's lovely. If your mind is erratic, if your mind is your enemy, that's not going to help you moving forward. So whether it's me, someone down the road, wherever it is, I suggest you start looking into this world and help yourself in 2026. If you've got a pen, thank you. www.speakout.uk and put Valerie McLennan in the search bar. Thank you. I'll be giving you more clues and more hit tips, regarding talks next year. As I said before, if it's not in my diary, it doesn't exist. So if you're looking for anything, you're looking for spiritual help, talks, etc., it needs to be in my diary by the pod date. I will say by the 15th of December this year. Thank you for listening. Hope you like my little jokes at the beginning. Now, please think about it. Your mind is your best friend or your worst enemy. Thanking you. Look after each other. Take care for now. Bye-bye.